Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I am the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have John Baxter in the house with Anti-Aging Med Bed. So please, everybody, I put his logo on the wall. So if you have a question or a comment, please write it under there. Also, if you want to raise your hand and ask John a question, please feel free to do so. And we will unmute your mic at some point in this podcast. And also, too, I want to let everybody know, go out and vote. It is important for you guys to vote. A lot of these people out there, quote unquote, influencers or leaders in these chats, whatever you want to call them, are telling people not to vote. So do not take that advice. This is going to be the most important vote that you guys will ever do. I mean, your life almost kind of depends on it, because if Trump doesn't get in there, we're screwed. So I would not listen to those people that are telling you not to vote, because it's very important to vote. So hi, John. How are you?
Hi, Jenny. Doing well. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead, John, if you want to share something, and then we will go into the Q&A. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to real quickly give you a little bit of a testimony about my parents, because they've seen John. They're using his products. And I'm telling you what, we talked about a glow last week that John's technologies do. I'm seeing that in my parents. It's no joke what John is doing down there. It's amazing. My parents, my dad, he was almost like running on his cane yesterday. And before he went to go see John, it was just, just the difference in how they never look bad, but they look great. They look like this glow. And my dad's blood tests are coming back every week. One of his blood levels is in the normal range. The other two are creeping up right behind it. So this is super exciting. I see the difference in what my parents are doing with these technologies that John has provided down there at the facilities. And then obviously they purchased them to maintain, to be in their home. My dad is no longer taking his medications. He's taking some stuff that John has provided him. I think he takes one for his prostate, but everybody else, my dad used to have, a crazy thing of medications that he took. So this is super exciting. I'm so blessed to have been able to have my parents go see John. And I highly encourage anybody and all of you, if you have an opportunity to go see John, do that. If you can't, do a Zoom call with him or one of his staff members. They can guide you on what to do. If you want to purchase his products, they'll tell you what to do. I'm telling you, everybody, I stand behind this man 1,000,000,000%, and he's doing great things. And I'm going to let him share that with you right now. So I wanted to give you that testimony. I'll give you guys an update on my parents. So go ahead, John.
Thank you, Jenny. It's such a blessing, and I've been blessed, and I'm just sharing what God has given me as my gifts. And I've been very fortunate, and I've been very diligent over 20 years too. So that's why it is at the level it is. And I would say, and I know we started out the meeting, she was right. You got to be careful out there. There's disinformation and misinformers everywhere. But what we're trying to do is be the voice of truth. And this leads into all types of things. And one of them is this new movement called Make America Healthy Again. And so this weekend, starting Friday, all weekend, and even Monday and Tuesday, I'll be in New York City. I'm asking questions live, and it will be videotaped to Mayor Giuliani and the Surgeon General, the highest ranking medical in the U.S. I have some really tough questions for them in regards to Make America Healthy Again. And so those will be videotaped, and it goes toward all the stuff I'm working towards. Also, I'll be on the Jumbotron, and I speak 5 minutes at the NASDAQ. Sounds crazy, but if you want to know who's bringing real solutions and who's been getting in the news with MedBed, it's me. Featured in the New York Times this year about med beds in the news. Dennis Quaid did a documentary about me. Bloomberg chose me as world's greatest health technology. And if you go back in time, I went viral in 2021 on med beds. And my patents that I started in 2013 were U.S. approved in 2016 and 2017 in regards to, if anything, God put me in this position because I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. And a lot of people don't know, in 2014, 2015, I was the number one guy Donald Trump retweeted. That's how ahead I was. And I was telling him he was going to be president and that long ago. And I do have the screenshots from my Twitter account where Donald Trump was retweeting me. So I've been wanting to make this change forever. That's almost 10 years ago. And I feel like the Make America Healthy Again is our chance. We can stand behind specific politicians and we can actually try to transform things for us in a better functioning society, clean water, better, cleaner food. If you ask yourself, why do I have health problems? It's likely because the food that we're all subject to, a lot of us have access to different options and we should be taking advantage to different options, but we're all subjected to this same food system. And you ask yourself, how did I get here? Well, if I tell you, like, don't eat a slice of bread because it has gluten in it, well, it's not like you drop dead that moment, right? It's subtle, right? It's all subtle. If I say there's fluoride in the water, don't drink it, you're not going to drop dead likely the first time you drink tap water, right? But all this stuff impairs your physiology. It's either calcifying, blocking, in so many ways, or feeding, right? Feeding parasites, bacteria, mold, fungus. So you got to realize the way God created it in nature is that there wasn't 10 ingredients that you couldn't eat, you can't even pronounce in your food. It was you're eating a berry off of a tree. You're eating corn that wasn't GMO'd. You're eating a salmon out of the water that was just caught. It's not GMO'd. You're eating, per se, eggs that from a chicken that grew 16 times faster than a normal chicken, full of pesticides, latent food that the chicken was eating, including antibiotics and steroids in the chicken. Right? That's where we find ourselves. That's where we have this misunderstanding. They told us in school, H2O is just water. Don't question it. Don't question fluoride in the water. They told us sugar was all sugar is the same. It doesn't matter if it's honey. It doesn't matter if it's processed sugar or it's doesn't matter if it's high fructose corn syrup. Sugar is sugar. So we've been lied to. And the quickest way I've heard that to get diabetes, the quickest way to get diabetes is to follow what the medical system tells you to do. Isn't that insane? If you want to get diabetes, go follow what they tell you to do. That's scary, right? So we're now in the era of this movement, and the movement is Make America Healthy Again. And in this movement, there is more truth. And what we find is doctors are coming out. So many doctors. I'm going to meet Dr. Mark Hyman here too, and I'm meeting some different people in New York City this coming weekend. But realize they're waking up too. They're speaking out too. They're getting I would say, to the point where people are mad. And like you're saying at the beginning, when it affects our kids, when it affects a young kid, that's where everyone draws the line, right? They're not able to decipher. They're not able to understand this level of understanding. And if kids have a whole life, if they've got an injection, they got a K shot, and they've gotten some terminal issue that really can't be fixed quickly or is even understood, that's where we must draw the line, guys. We must not let this happen, because it's as our baby boomers, as our Generation X, we're likely the last people with real knowledge. And once this generation is gone, we don't want our kids to be in these indoctrination camps, being slaves to a system that doesn't even care for them. So we need our kids thinking right. We need our kids of the cognitive understanding. I think a lot of us on this call are known to probably be the truthers, that their kids are like, I didn't learn this in school. I'm not listening to you. This is, you're old and outdated and you don't understand. Well, it's coming to pass. You're seeing people like Taylor Swift get thrown under the bus, and that's as properly so. Kids are waking up. Kids need to be aware. And I know we were all probably the ones that were called crazy, but I would say don't give up now. I believe it's now or never. That's a pretty strong thing to say. Now or never? Yeah, this coming election is now or never. Things like the stuff that I created, It is now or never. It's totally Donald Trump. It's totally RFK Jr. This is the only way this is going to happen. Otherwise, it'll be a third world country. We'll have to beg for all this stuff that it's God given, and not man made. So I kind of just threw that out there because I wanted to cover things, but that's what's going on, and I'm open to whatever questions you guys have.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Okay, everybody, we're going to start doing some Q&A. And everybody, I did put John's website on the board underneath it's either underneath or above his logo. He's also created a discount for my audience here, the Revival of America. So definitely check that out. And yeah, go ahead. If you guys have any questions, please start raising your hands. Tracy, I don't see any hands raised yet, but do you have any questions on the wall?
I don't at this time. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too. Hold on. Let me see if there's any on the chat wall. Okay.
And I can cover some stuff as well. So
yeah, go ahead, John.
So a lot of people ask us, like, how do you get in this system? How do you know? And I always said 70. We actually have 86 now. How fast we're moving. 86 technologies. People ask me, where do we start? Where do we go? How does this work? And I want to pull up a visual understanding of this. Now, when you look at your light socket has two slits and a circle, right? Why is that, you ask? Why is there a ground with the electricity in the top? Why is that? It's because it's a complete electrical system. Now, we know about DC. We know about DC being dangerous and causes electrical fires. If there wasn't a ground in on our sockets in our home, there would be a ton of fires, electrical fires. I didn't know if you guys knew that, but because there's a ground, the electricity in the ground, not only does it make the electricity safe to be, your house being wired with electricity, but it makes it a complete system. And so what we always ask people is, because likely we're the leaders in frequency medicine worldwide, it's because my understanding of grounding, my understanding of a complete frequency system. And because of that, it's safe, just like it is in utilizing plug in your home. Did you know, because of the ground, that Nikola Tesla, when he powered Niagara Falls, now he created some water turbine Tesla coils, the water rushing down Niagara Falls were spinning the coils and powering New York City. Did you know, because of the ground, Nikola Tesla took the electricity from the Niagara Falls Energy Center, and then he took the wire to power all of New York City, and he did it through his body because he was grounded. That's a safe system.
Wow.
That's a safe system. So realize, with energy and frequency medicine, we're not using that high of watts or volts or frequency. What we're using is very low level frequency, things that you don't even need to actually ground to even use. So the first level of understanding, get on grounding. It helps you sleep better. It's proven 32% less stress, 40% less anxiety, 38% better quality sleep, 38% less depression, 11% deeper sleep every night. And so when I said 38% quality sleep, you get 2 minutes for every 1 minute that you're sleeping. So that's why we tell people, if you don't understand the grounding, or if you don't have the grounding, a lot of the stuff I'm saying is going over your head. And when it goes back, it's just like me talking about your AC plug outlet in your home. It's the same story. You need the ground as your foundation. It's the safest, most effective thing you can do to reduce inflammation in your body, protect yourself from the EMFs that are causing these issues, and from there, you can get into the frequency medicine. So if you're interested, and this is what I told Jenny, if you get our grounding product, you're able to get a free session with us. You're able to get a 1 or 2 day session with us here in Orlando, Florida. It costs us about a $500 value. Most sessions are 3 to 5 hours actually, but we're going to put you through a gauntlet. We're going to put you through a sessions and treat these different machines, and you're going to see real time how this stuff works. So because we're backed up with bookings, unless you get the grounding technology, we can't get you a free appointment because it's going to take us a whole other day. We're going to have to cover grounding, and because you don't have grounding, you won't understand what we're talking about, because you don't understand the basis of what it's doing to your body or how it complements the frequencies. Once you get that, you get the free appointment. We'll get you in immediately, and from there, while you're here, you get to try all of our technologies. Now 86 technologies. We're talking about stuff that you can use in your bedroom. We're talking about stuff that you can use in your wellness center. We're talking about making your home the place where you do your self-care. Does it make sense to drive an hour, to spend an hour on one machine just to drive home because you need self-care? No. It makes sense to bring your self-care into the place where you're already at. Why would you want to stress yourself out driving to find a place to use a machine? You should be considering your home as your healing oasis. You don't want to go to a hospital to do your healing. Your friends aren't around you. The things that make you aren't around you. You're in an isolated area. You have to ask to go to the restroom. That's a very sterile environment that doesn't bring a lot of healing. And if you can do this in the comfort of your home with something that's safe, effective, and affordable, your self-care, your stress level reduces. And if you can bring it all the way into the bedroom, you're already going to sleep 8 hours every night. How cool is it to be able to do all of our technologies in your own bedroom? You got the grounding. You got a couple frequency devices. I think we got 8 or 9 different frequency devices that you can maximize. Not only that, we have the oxygen generator. You got the hydrogen generator. Oxygen bringing energy back in your body. Parasites, bacteria, everything that's nasty in the body hates oxygen. Guess what? Everything that's non-hydrated in the body, it's actually part of our health issue. We need to be hydrated. And that's why hydrogen is so important for our brains and so important for our guts. If your brain is dehydrated and your gut is dehydrated and there's a lot of bacteria in there, they're thriving off you because, one, you're not hydrated. And if you want to improve your hydration, guess what happens? Once you're hydrated in your brain and in your gut flora comes back. Once you're hydrated in your brain, guess what? Cognitive behavior comes back. And if you're doing this every night, it's only 30, 60, 90 days to get you where you need to be if you're using it consistently. So that's a beautiful thing of the nighttime self-care. You don't need anything else. The beautiful thing, if you do get our grounding and you do come here, you will get before and afters each day. Within the time frame that you're here, you'll see I can dial it into anything. I can dial it into your liver. I can dial it into your pancreas. I can look at any artery in your brain. I can show you the before and after real time. It scans it. I can show you the trajectory within the 1 hour even that you made with our products real time. So that's why I consider us at this level, because I wanted to do something specific. I wanted to make our patriots proud of what I created, and everything in our system is accountable, spoken for, data analyzed. I'm the only guy doing that. There are people out there offering pseudoscience. It can't not be measured. That is not what a citizen medbed is. Citizen medbed is measured and monitored, understood from beginning to end. That includes grounding. That includes measuring the Wi-Fi. It comes with the free meter. You can measure the air with just buying the bed cover. It comes with the free meter. From there, that meter, you can measure everything that we're doing with all the frequencies. And because of that, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna piggyback on what you're saying. What John is trying to talk to you about, the bedding, the grounding bedding. It also, it helps the process. Because this is a learning thing too. Everybody, right? You got to learn this, so it helps the process when you get down there and go smoother and quicker. So my parents, they purchased it prior to them going down, and it just, instead of having to be taught all that, you can be ahead of the game before you get down there and totally take advantage of all of his technologies down there. And you definitely want to do it when you get to his facilities, because I'm telling you what, they just work. So, I mean, I can't speak highly enough about it. He's giving you pretty much kind of a resume and people that he's talking to or people that are supporting it. I did not know, John, that DJT was retweeting your stuff or whatever it was you were talking about earlier. I think this is huge, everybody. So that should tell you everything from Dennis Quaid, Donald Trump. He's gonna be talking to Giuliani. He's going on the jumbotron at Nasdaq or where did you say? At the
Yeah, I
stock
speak at
exchange?
I speak at the stock exchange. Even though I believe in crypto and Bitcoin, but I'm just there because I'm trying to make this mainstream. I'm the guy that's talking about med beds in the news. They said after I do this, likely I'll be on the regular Fox News and everything else. So the cool thing is now I'm telling you before it happens, but this is what I needed to do to be able to get on the news. I needed to have the background story of MedBed. I needed to be in front of major politicians. I'm going to be talking about Make America Healthy again. And because I did this over the weekend, likely I'm a very good candidate to get on all the news stations and talk about MedBeds for the first time.
And he did have a commercial on Fox. And what? So now you're not going to be our little needle in the haystack? Oh man,
I'm
he's going
putting
mainstream,
myself in a
everybody.
lot of spin. There's going to be a lot of spin, and I think I'm ready for it. Unfortunately, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the message out
Amen.
because, it's either now or never.
That's right. And I think, I mean, who knows? Maybe I know you briefly mentioned something to me about being, who knows, a part of RFK's Make America Healthy Again. I think that would be super cool.
I really think that something is going to happen because even the doctors that work with him, I know them. And
Wow.
yeah, so I really think something's going to happen between the MedBed and RFK, Donald Trump. So the thing is, I tell people like maybe it's a little bit scary to do it and all this stuff, but the power of my voice, I'm just letting God flow through me. This is the right thing to do
Amen.
now or never. Forget about it. Now or never. I've got to do it, and it's
Amen.
the time is right now.
Hey, John, can
Amen.
I say something real quick? Thank you for coming in here. Look at this. What a miracle, John is for us. You got him first before he went mainstream. And I just want to say, I'm hearing all that stuff of you doing great miracles from God. We have to put God gave you the knowledge and the wisdom to do such a thing when no one else was doing it. And I want to just say thank you. And I'm sorry, Jenny. I just had to say that. Thank you.
Oh, no, you're good. No, I want everybody to realize how really lucky we are for the people that we bring on this show. Just because we may have, this is a live chat, right? Not everybody knows about John Baxter or anything yet, but they're going to, right? So however many participants are in here or wherever we have the chats, that doesn't matter because you know what? We're being listened to in over 100 countries and we are making noise. So when this podcast here is done, we upload it everywhere and it is getting recognized and listened to. I'm getting emails on a daily basis forwarding them over to John. He's probably like, oh man, and another one. But people are wanting alternative help, everybody. And this is the way to go. When we got the news about my father, I was not accepting of it. And all I know is I heard my father and his voice and my mother, and I did not like it. I got on the horn right away. I got in touch with John Baxter. He got back with me right away. And within probably, I don't know, John, a few weeks, my parents were making their arrangements to get down there to see John Baxter. And ever since, you guys, we went from doom and gloom to, oh my gosh, my parents, they just look, there's hope there now. They're happy. I can't tell you. And the blood tests don't lie that my dad's doing on a weekly basis. And it is amazing. It's frequencies. This is our future of healing, everybody. Get in front of the game, get off those medications if you can, slowly, like don't just stop them today. Like my dad slowly did it, but with these frequencies, he's only taken one right now. And then what John has him on, and just the natural remedies, like Trump always says, natural remedies. They're as close as our backyard, dandelion drops, pine needles, pine needle tea, all this stuff. So we're very, very blessed, everybody. John Baxter is here every week, and he is here in our room. So if you have a question, please don't be afraid to write it on the wall, ask here. No question is a dumb question, everybody. We want to help you guys get away from that pharmaceutical BS and the medical BS because it's the biggest Ponzi scheme. One of the biggest Ponzi schemes here in our matrix of this crazy world we're living in. So we're here for you guys. So please feel free, raise your hands. We're going to start calling on you guys. John is here for you. We're here for you. So don't be afraid, everybody. Sue,
Can
I've
I
unmuted
say,
your mic.
Jenny? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
that we were with Jenny from the very first time in our small chat, it's Fields chat, and we were inside the chat. So we have been on a journey with Jenny from the first time that she got that prognosis for her dad and didn't know where to go. And, she reached out to John. So I'm just going to tell you that she was really hysterical and very upset and just so worried. So we've been with Jenny on this journey of her father and her mother in real time, real life. And we saw the steps that she took, and then John being, the needle in the haystack, but God's miracle. So I'm just telling you, it works. We were with Jenny from the beginning, and we knew what her heart was feeling. And, I only wish that it was my parents and my brothers and my nephew and my nieces before they passed. So, I can honestly testify to that with Jenny. I saw it happen.
Yep.
It's a miracle.
Yep. I went into the room and, I was upset. I cried and I told him the situation. And I told him what I was going to be doing. I'm a private person, but, that chat is little enough. We're like family, right? The power of prayer is amazing too, everybody. And I truly believe John is a gift from God. He is an angel. He's an angel in the haystack. But I can't implore you guys enough. Don't hesitate. If you're able to do it, let's do it. We're here to help you. So thank you, Tracy, for that. And okay, John, we're gonna take some Q&A for you. Sue S., your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you. God bless you, John and Jenny and Tracy and all of you. We've had your MedBed Systems here since June, and we can really tell. We can really tell the difference. We have a bed cover and 2 of the chair covers, and I use one of them on our Australian Shepherd Titan. He's 13 and has congestive heart failure, and he's been on medicine for like 10 or 11 months. So we do plan to come out to Orlando, but we can't travel right now with him being the way he is. But we've been in this for like 20 years in the health and wellness field, and we see a chiropractor, a neurological chiropractor, Dr. Barbone, Dr. Roger Barbone, and I just gave him your information last week when I saw him. He was and he's been doing a lot of some of the same things. I've been seeing him for 15 years. He saw me when I was almost dead. I was so chronically ill before I changed my diet and changed my ways and got off all the medications that I was on. And I really truly believe that we're pioneers. We are the pioneers, and this is so exciting. The only thing I wanted to mention was because I'm posting, so I'm retired, so I'm home, and I go in the group a lot and post, and I see a lot of the people posting about the free med beds in the military, and it just drives me crazy because people don't get on the call, so they don't know everything that you talk about. All they say is no, this is not true. We're gonna have free med beds. So I just wanted to have you guys address that, and that's pretty much it for now. If you would, thank you.
I love this question, Sue, and thank you for asking, because
You're very welcome.
there's no one that takes more heat in MedBed than me, right? I'm the guy that has I actually have patents, something to prove. What you're seeing is some people online that are taking advantage of people. I'm coming out with a video that I cite all my sources. The reason why I ran toward MedBed is because I don't think anyone knew more than me. I don't care if you're in the government. I don't care if you're a scientist. I just didn't believe anyone knew more than me in MedBed. And so that was when I threw my hat in the ring, and I just wanted to see what was out there. Because I was about 10 years ahead of time, I almost felt like this situation was, I would say, like a collective conscious and God, like bringing this understanding forward. And I just happen to be a conduit. And so what you're seeing with people is there's people from other countries. I'm not going to give any names, but they have pictures of an MRI machine. They have a picture of Donald Trump next to an MRI machine that was superimposed. Donald Trump has never said medbed. You can look it up. You could have AI go through every recording Donald Trump ever did and everything he's ever said on the news media. He's never once said the word medbed. Okay? The person, I'm going to cite my sources because I'm the only one that can do it or wants to do it, taking this much heat. I am the only one that cites my sources. Simon Parks believes he owns the trademark medbed. He was the guy that leaked medbed, and he got that information from a psychic. And afterwards, they promoted this thing, including this QFS and everything else about medbeds. And you know what quantum financial system means? That means crypto. Let's not mix our words, guys. And from there, if you go back in history when medbeds were talked about, I was the first guy worldwide on the whole scene that had medbed or some type of medbed. And so not only am I the first guy, we are doing studies with the military. Our stuff is being tested in the top levels of the military. Guess what? They've never heard of a med bed. So all these stories and disinformation in the truther movement, realize just as much disinformation that liberals give us, there's disinformation in the truther movement just as severe, if not worse.
That's right.
And I hate to say it, but how long did we wait for a QFS that the RV is going to come? We waited 5 years from the same people that told us that med beds were coming out. It's already been 5 years, guys. How in the world are we going to believe these misinformation people? These people that you see online, I would actually ask you to post the truth. If there was anything our government was going to do, wouldn't they have done it the last 100 years? every time they have a technology, they use it at the disadvantage of the citizen. We're even talking about 5G. We're talking about everything. So my thing is I take a lot of heat. So yeah, I'm speaking with a lot of passion, but I'm speaking with truth. Show me a real med bed. That's an AI, doctored, CGI, Donald Trump put in the front. Donald Trump didn't say this. Like, all that is disinformation in the truther movement. And I have a video coming out where I cite all my sources. The problem they have with me is that they can't cite their sources. They say med beds are free. They're only saying that because they don't want you to know about me. And I never really protected myself. God has protected me all the way. The thing is, I don't have time for those people. But also, it is a problem because what they're saying is they don't have a military med bed. They're lying. They have an MRI machine made by Zap. Zap is the manufacturer of an MRI brain machine. An MRI machine is not frequency medicine. It's just an imaging device. So you're seeing people, if you want a med bed, they're here. You need to get a free appointment. And guess what they're offering once you get there? Pseudoscience and this crazy, I'm a Christian conservative. I will tell you that stuff is evil, what they're doing. They're offering people pseudoscience. They've got med beds called 90-10 med bed. That is the most scary thing ever from Germany. There is no med bed with the 90-10 med bed. 90% of the population, this is how scary it is. 90-10 means 10% controlling the other 90% med bed. Be very cautious with that one. They have you take a picture of your own bedroom, tells you, and they say, now the med bed's being dropped into your bedroom. Now do you feel the frequency going through your body? That's how scary it is. And those are those same people that disinform. They're saying, get a free med bed appointment. You're going to get a psychically dropped med bed from a psychic into your bedroom after you take a picture of your bedroom. And then the other one is a canister. There's a little canister that is not what they say it is, being suggested that somehow that's a Tesla technology. Tesla, if you go back, he is using electricity, powered options. What they're offering is something called Tesla that's not powered. Come on. So I've had to take these questions the last 3 to 4 years every day. If you can help me get my truth out, speak my truth. Like, there's a wave coming. We're in the wave, guys. If anything, I believe I inspired a lot of people. Whether it's my technology or something else, what I was positioned to do was to get the message out with truthful, accountable ways that I speak about this technology so that people can benefit. Like, why did I really do this? It's because I broke my neck in college and I healed it on my own after 15 years of chronic pain. I watched my mom and dad suffer with diabetes. I watched both my parents have surgeries they didn't need. That's why I didn't get the neck surgery. My mother and father were on 8 to 12 different pharmaceutical medicines, 3 different blood thinners, a couple different cholesterol medications. For what? For nothing. For lies, deceit. So that's why not only was I a kid that was literally jaundiced, allergic to soap, my nose was running when I was in high school, middle school and elementary school. The milk was killing me. I was allergic to dog fur and cat fur. I couldn't use laundry detergent. I couldn't drink milk. I was poisoned.
Oh, you poor thing. Wow,
So that's
John.
why I'm tough. I'm super tough.
Yes, you are.
And so that's why I wanted to get my message out, because I'm done with it. Once you put the kids on the line and you have all this stuff going on with our parents, like, I've had enough as well. That's why I do this.
And we thank you for that, John. I swear you're absolutely amazing. Okay, Laura L., your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question.
Hi, John. It's Laura again. I saw you a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Laura, hold on. Laura, hold on a second. You're very muffled. We can't hear you.
Is that better?
Much
Hello.
better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, John. It's Laura. Saw you a couple weeks ago. I've been grounding. I've been to your office. I'm feeling a lot better, but I want to ask you about my next steps. I'm also detoxing the metals. I do have an ugly question about that, because when I started taking it, you warned me I would probably get diarrhea from it, but I've actually found it the opposite. So is there something I should be concerned about for that? So that's question one. And then my next step, I'm thinking might need to be the frequencies. And I did test them out in your office. I'm wondering though, because I think you actually have us connected to the bed. And now I'm going to ask a vain question because I like to look good. I have circles under my eyes. I thought it had to do with my sinus issues or maybe this metal in my body, because I know I have mercury still in my teeth. That's my next goal. But I I'm wondering if there is a setting on the frequencies for dark circles, or if you can address that issue for me. If something else that I can try on that front, and I will be quiet there. Thank you.
Oh, Laura, thank you for sharing that information. And what I can say is that if you are you taking magnesium currently? This is just a question
Yes. Yes, you gave me that too. I'm taking that too, but I'm only taking 2 a day. So
Okay. Well, this is the thing. If you have a lot of if you're just starting on the magnesium, if you're only taking 2 a day, you could actually get constipated because likely I told people when they first take it, take like 5 a day. The reason is because there is so much calcium in our bodies. This is the pathway to illness. Did you know that heart attacks and illness, they all follow the calcium pathway? Why did they tell us to drink so much milk with fortified calcium? Because it was going to calcify in your body. And because of that, only taking 2 a day is not dissolving enough of the magnesium. You need enough magnesium at the get-go to actually flood your body with magnesium so that it can dissolve a larger portion. So when people take too little at the beginning, you could actually have a constipated effect because the magnesium is up against the wall against so much calcium in the body. That's why the first week I say take more than necessary so that you can. The only way to get this out is number 2. Go to the restroom. Number 2 is the only way to get this excessive calcium out. Once you get down that first week, then I would say at least take like 3 a day. And I know that magnesium is it's the healing side of calcium. Calcium is the evil side, and magnesium is the healing side. So much so that if you have a heart attack, the first thing they give you is magnesium. Why did they keep it from us, right? So I just want to make sure that you take care of that. Number 1, we want to get the stuff out of the body. Number 2 is the primary way that most of the stuff gets dispelled out of our body. After a week or 2 of that, you will feel a lot better. You'll feel more relaxed. Your heart will feel relaxed. The reason why people have so many heart issues is because of this calcium and sugar. And that's even going to help clear out even the heart area and relax it. So you had said, why do people have bags under their eyes? It's because of a lack of oxygen to the brain. So one of the best things you can do is the oxygen generator, doing some exercise, getting some movement going. This is going to be the primary way to get the bags under the eyes gone, because literally the brain is suggesting that it doesn't have enough oxygen. So if you get enough oxygen, you might want to do some calisthenics, get the blood flowing, and over time, even using the oxygen generator while you sleep up to 4 hours, you could use a night. That would be a primary way to get the circulation and the overall body going. Sometimes, when it involves like neck stress and neck pain, shoulder stress, and we all have tight shoulders because of stress. But that's a circulation issue too. The stiffness that we have in our body is also part of the circulation issue. That's why the magnesium and the oxygen are so important to address kind of what you're going through. And if there was a frequency device, that would be the next stage. I would say, Laura, let's go through your scan and make sure that we can properly and accurately make sure what we use on the frequency device matches what is on your scanner. So that way we can address the real kind of the real main physiology issue that's going on, whether it be bacteria, mold, fungus, parasite. Another option would be the Tesla coil with the parasite rod. These are a regen or a Tesla coil with parasite rod likely would be something that would be super beneficial for you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Laura. Okay, Tara, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question.
Hi, John. I met you the week after Jenny and her parents were there. I'm from your hometown, and just wanted to reiterate that I feel it's really, really important to get these items in your home. I ultimately want to do a wellness center, but in using the things that I have purchased, I found that I think there's a really strong need for these items to be in your home. I've got the Regen 200 and using it, and also the grounding technology and the bioscanner. And the thing that I think was probably alarming to me is when I did the bacteria and virus scan to see all the things that were in my body, including Ebola virus and HIV, which I've heard they put in foods and things like that as well. So I would strongly try and save to purchase some of the items and start making a difference in your health.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara.
Okay,
Yeah,
Blue. Oh, go
Tara,
ahead.
do you want me to respond to her?
Yes, go ahead.
So yeah, that was a really good meeting. I met with Tara from my hometown on accident. So I would say that she's absolutely right. She has the main things that could truly create a wellness center. So it's not that you have this technology. It's once you have the technology in your home, you can use it on any other family member, right? These even Jenny's parents, they have enough to say, hey, good friend Bob, aunt or uncle or their kids, they're running through something, bring them over. Let's use the technology. So this is not something that is a one and done. It's literally it's readily available for anyone once you have it to address health issues. And like she was saying, the reason why they give us names like autoimmune or the C word or one of these other words, it's just they're just giving you a category definition. What Tara is talking about is that now, with all her information, she's able to go to the root of the physiology and make those important, spending time on those important things that can really address her health. So thank you, Tara.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Tara. Okay. Also, yes, and to everybody, remember, it's maintenance, right? So instead of like going to the doctor's appointments like we've always had to do, this can be your maintenance because it's like John says. And I don't think my parents have the scanner. I don't think they do. That they can see their progress.
Basically, we write down if you spend the time here, we will write it down so you'll have it. The scanner is not necessary, but really Tara did it because she wants to open a wellness center, and that's the first piece of technology that you must understand to get to the wellness center level.
Yeah, that scanner thing, everybody, is pretty amazing how they do it. So, okay, Blue Fact, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and excuse me. Go ahead and ask John your question.
First of all, John, I have to commend you on the time that you share pushing, or not pushing, but enlightening everybody about this technology. I know you're on other shows, so I definitely commend you there. Secondly, congratulations on being in that conversation with the RFK juniors and so forth. And I think one of those things that the lady said about free, well, maybe that is something that if you get tied with Robert F. Kennedy or JFK or Trump in the healing process, maybe they'll be not free to them, but free to us through them. So that's an option. But the question I have for you today, John, is can you explain a little bit about those that, let's say, oh, there's really nothing that I can tell is wrong with me, and so I don't need to do anything. Could you go into depth on that's the wrong look and possibly why we would still need these things, even if you think you're in the healthiest person? Can you kind of go over that? I'm sure you address that a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Blue. Thank you for always asking questions. You always have really good questions, and I like that you brought that up. Free to everyone. Who knows? I would love to be in that conversation. That is the overall goal, to get to the finish line with offering this stuff free to everyone. So who knows what may happen? But for the people that say I'm fine, I don't need to know. I just think that you're missing out on the understanding of what you were likely told. Blood tests don't really show what's going on with you. MRIs honestly don't really show the root cause or any of these types of health issues. We've been told, like we've seen stuff on the news saying E. coli outbreak, all this stuff. We've been told that we have an autoimmune. We've been told all this stuff. And what I would like to say is, if you really want to get your life back, I think that's where it's at. You may feel pretty good, but it's also important that you might, with all this stuff from grounding, you can't beat that science. Wi-Fi is readily available. If you're higher voltage, you're actually aging faster. So it's causing oxidative stress, and grounding is as important as standing barefoot on the ground like we were intended to be. Also, and if people say they're fine, and if you feel good, go by the way you feel. But realize in today's environment, when we got a tetanus shot, a lot of stuff was added. When we got all these vaccine injured, we got all these things. And some people that had the vaccine, they said, I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still alive. The reality is, what we see is a lot of people are impacted by layers and layers and layers of these same specific bacteria that are like if you take an antibiotic, the root cause issue is not going after the root issue. It's kind of a lot of the antibiotics are resistant to the actual bacteria that are really causing all the problems. And if you ever want to get your life back, or even I never realized what was going on, and I knew something was going on until I was 36 years old. I'm 47 now, but like I said, 10 years ago, um, I couldn't put my thumb on these bacterias, parasites, and I didn't have a scanner back then. The only thing I could do was go run so hard, not look at the scoreboard, run so hard and try to kill all this stuff in my body that I learned the most greatest lessons I'll ever learn. And that was, I actually got my life back. And even though I was breathing and even though I was good in school and I was decent in sports, you don't know what that means until you actually say it yourself. And so that would be what I say in that regards.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Blue. Okay, Anna M., your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question.
Yeah, I'm curious about the hydrogen machine. Is it a water product? Can you explain it better?
Yes, thank you so much. And we have a hydrogen alkaline water. That is a bigger system. It's a water system that you can use for your home. It is amazing. It does have hydrogen, but hydrogen, you've seen this stuff on TV and online. Everyone's talking about hydrogen, but realize the hydrogen that you get in the water is just the little microscopic bubbles that are created in the water. You need to drink 400 gallons of that water to equal 5 minutes with our hydrogen machine. And it's very affordable. We're the most affordable machine on the market, likely, and it's so cutting edge. I think it's around $1,500 though. And the thing is that you're actually inhaling the bubbles just as breathing. You're breathing in and inhaling hydrogen. And like I said, in 5 minutes, you've actually received enough hydrogen as 400 gallons of hydrogen water. Because those little microscopic bubbles are now you're inhaling. And what happens is hydrogen equals hydration. So if you've got brain cognitive issues, gut microbiome, leaky gut, colic, autoimmune in the gut, it doesn't get any better unless your intestines are hydrated. Your brain doesn't start to get better unless it starts to be hydrated first. Otherwise, the stuff that's in the brain can't be pushed out of the brain unless you're hydrated. So one of the most remarkable machines we have now is the hydrogen generator. And that is a hot item right today. This is a hot item because you could be inhaling it for up to 2 hours a day, likely right before you go to bed. And what's going to happen because of the hydration, it's going to help deplete all this man-made stuff that's just kind of impacted and hanging out in the tissue of our different organs.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Anna. Okay, Brenda, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question. Go ahead, Brenda Edens. Okay, Diane Ruck, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Hi, I love your show. And John, I have a few questions for you. I bought your throw for the grounding. What my question is about diverticulitis. My husband has a very complicated case. He's been, excuse me, in and out of the hospital all summer long with it. He's someone who basically never went to the doctors and then just came down with this and was unable to take a lot of the antibiotics. Ended up perfing through the bowel. Ended up with a PICC line, a drain, and then the antibiotics from that ended up suppressing his bone marrow, which caused another infection. So unfortunately, he's unable to travel. But I'm just wondering how the bed would help, what we could do with that.
Yes, there was a guy named Mark. Mark out of Houston was on the show. He had the diverticulitis, and in one session, he got it taken care of. If you remember that show, probably 2 months ago, he was just dumbfounded, and I was too, because just in an hour or so session, and I understand what it is air pockets inside the intestines, right? There's many reasons for that, but he used the hyperbaric chamber, and under the pressure, along with I think the Tesla coil, it actually went away in one time. And he went to the doctors, and remember, they only can prescribe. They don't have access to physical tools. So one of the things I would recommend for him is to start taking magnesium on a high level, like I suggested before. And that's going to bring the softness back to the intestines and the skin and relax the gut area. And you really need to get the calcification out of the system. So I would say, I know I say it to everyone, but it's impacting everyone. So I would say take the magnesium. I think with his situation, the Tesla coil machine is going to be a really good one because he can put it on his kidneys and his stomach. It's going to, along with that magnesium, it's going to turn on his system. And because the system will be turned on, it will be speaking to each other again. So our cells are no different than us. We can be divided. We can be right next to another cell and actually not really caring about them. When your body is in resonance, all your cells are one. They're speaking to each other. They're working together. So the Tesla coil on his lower stomach and in his kidney area and his back, I think that would be a really good one. Okay, he's using the grounding, which is good, but let's start going heavy with the magnesium, and let's just consider one of the next items likely would be a Tesla coil because of that calming effect. And from there, healing different areas of the gut. Likely, I believe that there could be little pockets within his intestinal wall that are seeping air out, and that usually tells me in some type of impairment, whether bacterial or infection in the gut. And because of that, when we eat food, of course, we get gas, but we want the gas to be in the intestine, not so much outside of the intestines. So these are ways to do it. I think eventually you may want to consider to do a hyperbaric chamber because that's going to pressurize the body. Some of our hyperbaric chambers are about 50 pounds. So the internal, it doesn't matter if it's in your ear hole or through your throat or inside your lungs. When you have that 50 pounds of pressure, it's pressurizing the whole system, and likely it can push out that gas.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Just one other question. I know you're in Florida. Do you have other locations just where he's very weak, so I don't think he'd be able to get down to Florida. Just wondering if you have anything closer. We're in Massachusetts.
Yes, we have a place in Philadelphia, and there's 2 places in PA, one in Philadelphia though, and I can get you that information.
Thank
Reach
you
out.
very much.
Reach out to. Well, have you already been in contact with his staff, Diane?
I have, yes.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, yeah, reach out to me. So yeah, they'll get in touch with you. And everybody here that's interested in his products, I brought down his website again, and be sure you use the discount that he has created for my audience here, everybody, because anything helps anybody right now. I know times are tough, but I'm telling you what, like my parents and I were talking about, this is one of the best investments they have done is their health, right? So I brought that website back down to the bottom of the wall. John, real quickly, how are you doing on time? Do you have time for 3 more questions?
Yes, I'll take them.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's see. Blue Blondie, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Hey, John, this is Beverly. I know with the grounding and all that, it should be good for anyone. What about pregnancy or people that are pregnant? And will the effects of the grounding help even the unborn baby?
Yeah, the grounding is safe. Essentially, it's just being connected. I believe it's gonna give a better, healthier baby by far because just the inflammation that could be caused in the mother. So if mama's inflammation is down, that means baby's inflammation is down. My own daughter used Tesla technology when she was in the womb, and I can tell you, my daughter is very advanced, and I'm blown away. I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be a very interesting life. And so there's things you can do, but as far as grounding, you're completely safe with the baby. And think about the baby is under the same EMFs as we are. Our DNA is not accustomed to all these Wi-Fi's and EMFs. So not only is it grounding, it's shielding you. When you're in contact with the ground, you're actually you're basically a flowing conduit of the frequency. It goes through you, not stays inside of you. So with baby's development, everything is very much electromagnetic. And so every time a cell divides, that's magnetism. So you want to make sure, like they've done a study with frogs, baby frogs, like little tadpoles that had just a regular EMF. Most of the tadpoles didn't survive. About half of the babies from the frog survived. When they shielded the frog eggs, and then it almost had 100% of the eggs that survived. Under the presence of EMF, about half of them survived. So realize it's not just grounding, it's EMF shielding, and that the biological processes within the cells of a baby, they keep dividing, and that's done electromagnetically. So you don't, this is a very safe, very good solution. I would say because you spend so much time on the bed, 8 hours. And also, you can even do this for free, but it'll be a lot less time that you can stand barefoot on the ground. But baby is so important that I would recommend getting as much grounding as you can.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jen. Tracy.
Thank you, Beverly. Everybody too, I forgot to mention, if you want to get into contact with John, please email me at revivalofamerica@yahoo.com so I can help facilitate this quicker for you guys, because John is a very busy guy and I know he has a wait list. So please reach out to me. I will just give me your, obviously your full name, phone number, and email. I will then facilitate that on over to John and he will have his staff get in touch with you guys right away. So we're working through this method and it seems to be working so far so good, right, John?
Yeah, it's going really good. And then we can, because when you reach out to Jenny, she's introducing you and we keep everyone informed. So any types of miracles, all the stuff that we'll share on the podcast, it'll all be just a really good way to do it. It makes it easier as well.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, Brenda, your mic is unmuted again. Go ahead and ask John your question. And then Tracy, you go ahead and read the last one that's on the wall. Go ahead, Brenda.
Yeah,
Your mic is unmuted.
Yep, I am now. Thank you, Jenny, for your show. I watch it often, especially love Wednesdays with John. My question is regarding the Celestial Pod. John, could you please go over the 9 features that the Celestial Pod offers? A description of what each of those features do.
Yes, great question. Far infrared, that's kind of one of the main ones. We've heard of far infrared means red light therapy. So you can strengthen the intensity. That helps with photobiomodulation. It's light therapy that gives you more energy and helps your body recover faster. So far infrared is really important. It also has the pulsating gyromagnetic therapy. Like I was saying, our bodies are electromagnetic. And right, cells, they divide. And when you're just that type of frequency is going to up your charge. So it has the magnetic therapy. It has terahertz. We're the first people to put a terahertz into a sauna pod, basically. And that's an anti-cancer frequency. And that is a way to wake up your body really quickly. The other one is there's 2 types of ion. One is the air. There's an ion therapy. You've heard this. Kind of cleans the air, and that's important. Then we also there's a blue light around the ring, and that's the ion light generating therapy. So you can actually get the ions through the light and the frequency in the system. It also has ozone therapy within. We're using the ozone to clean the system out in between people. It has the chromio light therapy. It has 7 octaves of light frequencies. So the whole color spectrum of light frequency inside, you're getting those. It has the vibration therapy. It has the heat. So heat is really important. It's a part of the body and how it can feel a way to sweat and detox. So when the heat is there to help your lymphatic system move along with the vibration. What else is there? I think we covered quite a few. It has grounding. And then if you wanted to add the oxygen or any of the other therapies, any of the frequency devices, a lot of them can be used in conjunction with that. So I think I covered all of them. I might have missed 1 or 2, but I usually can cover all of those pretty quickly.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, John. Okay, Tracy, go ahead and read your question. And again, for those of you asking in the back, my email is therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com. Okay, go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, from Mr. Veteran, will med beds help you lose weight and reverse obesity?
Great question. So when we're talking about getting younger, what are we really saying? What we're saying is our metabolism is getting better. That's the only difference between someone that's carrying some extra weight. Let's say 2 people are doing the same, roughly, but one's carrying a little bit extra weight. It's only because their metabolism is not functioning as well. So I would say, yes, you get to the point where if your metabolism, if your kidneys are detoxing you faster, your liver is where most of your metabolism is decided upon in your body. If your liver is functioning well and getting toxins out of your body, these are the 2 organs that are going to really make you look better, feel better, and lose weight. We do have our scanner. So we talked to Tara earlier. She has our scanner. The scanner has a corrective function. It can bring the body back to metabolism, normal, healthy functioning levels. So after, like Tara was saying, she's got the scanner. But the thing is, after your scan, the only thing you do after you do your original scan is metabolic correction. So that is very important. What's the difference between your biological age and your chronological age? It doesn't matter how old you are in the sense of this old mentality of, oh, you're 40 and you're getting over the hill. None of this is coming to be true. It just depends on your biological age, not just the time frame that you've been alive. Your biological age is something you can look into, and that just means, what is your cell acting like? Is your cell acting like a 30-year-old and you're 40? Is your cell acting like a 25-year-old and we might be 40? Or is our cell acting like we're 55 years old and we're 40, right? So metabolism is like everything within the cellular structure. And so the other thing is to say goodbye to all the different toxins and man-made chemicals and additives in the body. Once you remove those, once you go after the things that are impairing. So a lot of people don't know that what could be impairing your brain, what could be impairing your pancreas, what could be impairing your gallbladder or your liver. Pretty obvious, talked about it today, is things they don't want you to know, right? And so this system addresses those. So I really should start taking the before and after picture of someone's face. Like Jenny was saying, I can always tell if they're really good candidates, because in a short time, 1 hour or 2 hours, if we started taking pictures of people's faces, what you see is that after they spend the time here, their face at the core level, deep within the tissue of the face, everything is relaxed. They lost the grimace. They lost the underlying look of pain behind their tissue. They feel good. Their faces are awake. Their eyeballs have white in them. Their eyeballs are open another couple millimeters. That's an easy sign that they're accepting of this frequency technology, and it happens within an hour. So all this stuff can be achieved with our product. Call it a build your own med bed today, right? Because we covered a different products that could help with everything. But I think that you could really get a long way with just understanding, starting with one product and understanding it, and working with someone, of course, as well, to see how this goes. And in the future of med beds, I believe we've got a very good understanding of what this is. And I am a studier and a researcher, and I believe that when Nikola Tesla gave us the information, maybe I was one of the very few that the light bulb went off when he said it, but we have exactly the foundational understanding of what he considered the future of frequencies to be. And so, Albert Einstein, if you want to know the future of medicine, think of frequency. Nikola Tesla, think of, if you want to know the secrets to the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. That includes health. So we really have the understanding of the Tesla plasma, the light, the sound, and the direct current. And we really, that would be considered rife. And we also, some portion of it, and then we also understand the multi-wave oscillator created by Levikoski. The combination between these two things I just told you, whether you understand it or not, is the whole premise. There could be no other option. That's what Nikola Tesla said. So when people start saying medbed, Nikola Tesla could have created one in 1930. He let us know that there's only really two divergent paths. One, frequency field therapy. Two, light, sound, and direct current. Done. End of story. We figured it out. Foundational to my understanding of what a medbed might be. And of course, because we're able to measure and monitor, we can show you the before and after of any session. I don't care if it's 1 hour. I can dial it into your kidneys and show you exactly the improvement that we made in 1 hour. So this is the level that we're talking about, and I hope that answers your question. If it didn't, please let me know.
Thank you, John. Okay, last question. Breezy girl, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question.
Okay, I hope you can hear me. I am driving in a
Yeah,
zone.
we can hear you.
Question: can these devices be shipped to Hawaii?
Yes, we have a lot of customers in Hawaii. It just takes a little bit longer. Sometimes we say that it's like, there is a little small upcharge sometimes. I think we offer free shipping to the 48 states, and sometimes there's a little upcharge to ship to Hawaii, but there's a lot of famous people, and there is likely a lot of people that are going to open up a wellness center out there too. So, yeah, we ship to Hawaii for many years.
Okay, John. A question came through. If somebody purchased your bedding, the grounding, the bedding for the grounding, how would they know if it's working? That came through. A question.
That's a good question. We give you a free meter. And so we stand behind our product too, USA made. But the other thing is we can prove if the grounding's working at any minute. You're given a free meter with every bed cover. So that's the only product that we have that it comes with the free meter. It doesn't have to be our meter. It could be anyone's meter to prove it. And it's just not a light that shows up. We actually have the actual digital measurements that come with it. So at any given time, all you have to do is clip the meter to the mattress cover while it's plugged in, and touch the mattress cover with the meter in the other hand. And likely it should be a significant drop in your voltage. And so what we say is that if there's a manufacturer defect with the product, it means that if you touch the cover, it's not having a significant drop. If it doesn't go to zero and it's like hovering on like barely, like just above zero, a lot of times it means you don't have enough hydration. Your hands are dry. And so if you put some lotion on and you touch it, it should go to zero. So that's the way that this is proven. I'm offering a proven technology. We stand behind the product. If at any time you can't do that, we would consider that a manufacturer defect and we would replace it free of charge. I can just tell you that I don't think it's even happened.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Okay, everybody, John typically gives us an hour's time. He gave us an hour and 30 minutes. He is here every week, same time. Typically it's either a Wednesday or a Friday, depending on his schedule. So he will be back here next week. If you want to get in touch with him, please go email me at revivalofamerica@yahoo.com. I'll facilitate that for you. And John, thank you again for coming here. And I will send you the upload of this podcast once we upload it to our podcast hosts.
Thank you, Jenny. And thank you all you guys, all you patriots out there. Thank you for hearing me out, letting me speak my message on this amazing podcast. And I'm here for you guys in every way. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.